Hey, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel where we talk all about gentle skincare, sometimes self-care, and today we're talking de-influencing skincare. Today, I just want to share some trends and products that I see get a lot of hype, a lot of attention in the skincare space that I just think maybe isn't really worth our time or our money. There's so much out there, right? And more stuff, new stuff keeps coming out every single week, it feels like. It is a very overwhelming hobby, right, to be in right now, especially if you like trying lots of different things. It can be kind of confusing with so many options, with so many holy grail and hyped up stuff and new and innovative. It's really hard to figure out what you should be putting your attention and your time and your money into, right? And just to be completely clear here, these are just my opinions, okay? If you're using these products, if you're really into these trends and they've been beneficial for you, keep doing it. Don't let my opinion de-influence you, right? If you love it, keep using it. I'm not into taking things away from anybody, but if you want my opinion as somebody who's tried so many skincare products throughout the years, so many brands, so many trends, this is just my opinion on what I don't think is worth your time, your energy, or your money. So if you're so ready, give the video a big thumbs up and let's jump right in. So first up, let's talk stick skincare. Oh yeah, this is a really big trend that has been popular in Korea for a couple of years, and I'm seeing it just get bigger and bigger every single year, and I'm seeing it infiltrate into other genres of skincare as well. There's a stick skincare for everything out there. I mean, of course, stick serum, stick eye cream, stick retinols, but I'm also seeing stick like clay masks now too. It's really, really popular, and I think that it can be fun. It's definitely something different, so that just draws you in immediately. Like I said, the skincare space is so flooded with so many products now. To see something more unique like a stick skincare format, yeah, it's gonna draw you in. Now, I want to let you know that like I have gotten into stick skincare too. I remember traveling in 2018. It seems like a really long time ago at this point, but at the same time, it seems like it was just a little while ago. But anyways, in 2018, I traveled to Paris for a couple of weeks, and in order to really slim down that liquids bag with all my skincare goodies and beauty goodies, I did buy the Neogen Truffle Layer Cure Oil Stick. I think it's discontinued now, but it was basically a stick skincare that was meant to add extra moisture to areas that you needed it. And for me, I was like, this is perfect for travel because it doesn't contain any liquid, right? I'm going to use this as a replacement for my eye cream or just any area I need a little bit of extra moisture. It's small, it's light, it's convenient, and yeah, it's travel friendly. I really enjoyed using it on that trip, but I never really felt compelled to use it too much afterwards. I never felt compelled to repurchase it. The product itself really was only impressive to me for that very specific circumstance, but beyond that, it wasn't really a wow type of product. And so that's kind of how I feel about stick skincare. They have a very specific purpose. They can be so handy for travel. They can be handy for your gym bag on the go, right? I don't think that they're completely useless, but I don't think that it's really necessary to switch over your entire skincare routine into a stick format. I don't even think it's necessary to add a stick skincare product into your routine if you're not traveling or on the go or need like gym bag friendly things. Do you know what I'm saying? The other thing I don't really love about them is the texture. They come in a wide variety of textures, but generally they do need to be in a solid format, right? And so when they have that solid kind of balmy, it's almost like a giant chapstick for your face, right? This type of texture tends to have kind of an emollient, balmy kind of quality, maybe even slightly waxy, slightly occlusive type of quality, just because of what it takes to create solid skincare. And so while it melts and it absorbs into the skin, I don't really love this type of texture, especially if you're using this like as a serum replacement. I really like formulas that are watery, that hydrate, that replenish the skin, that, sink deep down, and stick, skincare just could never do that just the way that it has to be formulated, right? Now, I will say quickly before we move on, I like stick sunscreen. To me, that's like a whole different thing. The balm format of a stick sunscreen, I think, just really is perfect. It tops off your skincare, right? So we're not really worried about things going deep into our skin or anything like that. We want that layer on top to create that protective film. And so that type of skincare format is perfect for sunscreen, right? It's great for reapplication on the go, great over makeup. I actually love stick sunscreen on my hands because I don't like lotion sunscreen on my hands for some reason. There's just something, it just feels really like sticky. I just don't like it. But I love the stick format for the tops of my hands. Yeah, they have their own issues. It's like a separate video, right? Of course, you have to take some precautions, be very careful with your application with stick sunscreen. That's one area that I don't feel like compelled to de-influence on. But when it comes to these stick types of skincare products, I just don't really think you need them. So this next trend that I want to talk about is a little tricky, quite honestly, because, I have enjoyed products in this category for sure. I've even talked about them on my channel. But if we're talking about de-influencing, if we're talking about anti-hype, I have to say I've been really surprised at how popular this trend has become. And that's toner pads. Yeah. As I said, I've used them, enjoyed them. I have talked about them. I have sometimes recommended them. They can be nice, they can, but I just don't think they're necessary. I guess they feel very extra to me in a way that I don't love. I don't mind extra skincare. I like extra in my routines, but there's just something about them that feels so unnecessary to me that I'm so surprised that like in the past year, have you noticed in K-beauty especially, almost every single brand has come out with a toner pad now, where there used to be like maybe 10 options. If you're like shopping on like Stylovana or YesStyle, there's now 20 or 30. Like the market is flooded with toner pads for hydration, toner pads for exfoliation, toner pads for brightening, toner pads for everything, right? And it's just kind of gotten a little bit overwhelming. So there's a couple of reasons why I don't really like these. The first one is that I just don't find them to be a good value at all, really. They cost about the same as a regular bottle of toner does, about $15, $20, $25, maybe a little bit more, right? But generally speaking, they do cost the same as your average bottle of toner. Now, the average amount of toner pads that you get per package is a little bit different for each brand, but generally the average that I've seen is about 60 or 70 toner pads. And I just find that to be a really poor value because generally speaking, a 150, 200 milliliter toner bottle will last you about 2 to 3 months, depending on how often you're using it, how many layers you're, applying, right? But generally, skincare is going to last you about 2 to 3 months, right? With the toner pads, if you're using one in each skincare routine, so maybe say 2 times a day, then this is only going to last you about a month. Maybe a month and a half. And if you're using these toner pads to do like a quick sheet mask type of situation, then you're going to go through them even faster. So you're paying the same amount of money, but you're getting less value out of the product. So right there, I have to point it out because I like value skincare. I like to save money with my products. And so I really want to point that out, that they're not really a very good value whatsoever. Now, another pet peeve of mine about these is really personal, but I really do want to say that these are so bulky and I hate storing these in my bathroom. They're always in the way. And I have a lot of space to store skincare and I'm still very annoyed by how bulky and big these packages are. I don't know, maybe it's just, like I said, it's probably more of a Kelly problem than like a universal issue. But if you're really limited on space, you might also become very annoyed with how big and bulky these packages are compared to slimmer bottles of like toner or essence or even smaller serums and things like that. They're just big and bulky and unnecessary, and I'm always knocking them over and they're always just kind of in the way. But I think a bigger issue here is the fact that they're just kind of wasteful. I just really don't think it's necessary to apply a toner with a cotton pad period, the end. Whether you're buying toner pads like this pre-soaked, or if you're using cotton, disposable cotton pads with your toner, I think that they actually just use up a lot of product that doesn't actually end up on your face. It just ends up in the cotton, right? And then it ends up in the trash. So again, there's a value issue there, but then there's a waste issue there as well. All in all, like I said, if you're here for anti-hype, I think that this is it. Have I used toner pads? Yes. Have I liked them? Yeah, I specifically like to use the pads to almost create like a sheet mask effect with them. It can be really nice to just use these little guys, like almost like a point mask, like put them on your cheeks or maybe also on your forehead and your chin, and just let it sit for like 2-3 minutes. It's a lot faster than a sheet mask, so in that sense it can save you some time. But do I rely on these? Do I use these regularly? No. Do I get sent them all the time, and do they sit around? Yes. So I'm really speaking from experience as somebody who has access to tons and tons of skincare, and I just don't find these to be necessary. You know what I mean? There are some products that I will not go without, and this just ain't one of them. So I wanted to speak on that. They can be beneficial, they can be useful, but are they necessary? No. Are they good value? No. Can you, while they're fun and everything, can you just get better results probably just patting skincare or toner on with your hands? Probably. Next, I want to talk about red light wands. Now, red light is definitely something that gets a lot of hype in the skincare world. Red light masks, those LED masks, they claim to do a lot for your skin. And I have to say, I'm generally a fan of them. I've reviewed 2 different masks on my channel a couple of years ago. I'm currently testing a different one right now. And I have to say that they do help the skin for sure. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about red light wands, handheld devices that you hold to your skin and cover smaller surface areas. I'm not talking about the masks that cover your whole face at one time. These wands are a lot less expensive than the full mask devices, so I see why they're tempting because they're a little bit more budget friendly. They're still very expensive, but they're not as expensive as the masks. That being said, though, they're gimmicky. They're really not going to show you a lot of results. The format that itself, it's not the correct delivery system for red light, in my personal opinion. So red light can do a lot for the skin, but what it's been studied for and what it's really well known for is collagen stimulation. You may know that red light is used after surgeries to help with healthy scar formation. It helps to stimulate healthy collagen, which therefore helps the skin to mend nice and smooth so you don't get the lumpy, bumpy scar formation after a surgery. The types of red light that's used in office, right, is going to be a lot more intense than what you're using at home, but even the at-home devices can give you benefits. So with that collagen stimulation is going to come some help with fine lines and wrinkles and just the overall appearance of the skin. I've personally, as I mentioned, I have tested quite a few different devices throughout the years, and what I've personally experience with them is definitely a rejuvenation of the skin. I think it helps with texture overall with the skin. This wand is from SolaWave. It retails about $170 or about $180, which is a lot less money than, this is the current body LED red light mask. This retails for $380, I think. There's another one that looks just like this from Omnilux. It's incredibly popular, and it's, I think, $10 more. I think it's like $395 maybe. So we're pushing $400 for this mask. Very expensive, a huge investment. The 170 may sound closer to your speed, right? You're like, well, just get the wand. It's not that big of a deal. It's the same thing, right? No, don't bother. Honestly, just if you want red light, just keep saving your money for a longer period of time or wait for a sale or something. Really, the reason why I don't like these is because you're never going to get an even application of red light on your face. You're just not going to. It's going to take you forever to, use this for all over your face. You're going to miss areas, and you're probably not going to be super consistent with it. Now, with the current body, this one, you're supposed to use this for 10 minutes. Like as many times a week really as you can, right? To be very consistent with it. Multiple times a week, 10 minutes at a time, where you're getting, like, look at the distribution of these lights, right? You're getting this red light all over your face in an even layer. There's no way that you can get 10 minutes in each area evenly and be able to, like, keep doing that for multiple times a week, this would take hours. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take a really, really long time. Now, might this be helpful if you're just trying to heal a scar? Maybe. I do still have some issues with like the wavelength, like maybe you're holding it too far away, maybe you're too close. I just think that there's a lot of potential user error with this, just because you're freehanding it, right? And like I said, it's possible that you're just going to miss spots. You're not going to hold it there long enough. You're not going to get it the right way. I just don't think that it's worth it. And I don't think that you should be spot treating your face with red light. If the benefits are to stimulate collagen all over your face, then just hovering in a certain area for a little bit of time, I just really don't think you're going to see results. The lower price tag definitely is appealing. It's super cute. It's really fun. It looks really fun to use, but the actual device itself, I just think is going to take you too much time. You're going to get frustrated. And the thing about these devices is you have to be consistent with them, or else you're not going to see the results. You have to use them multiple times a week, and I can barely get through using that once. So yeah, anti-hype for sure on the wands. But if you feel committed to using a mask multiple times a week, I think that's the way to go. So I hope you enjoyed this anti-hype and de-influencing on your feed when we're being completely bombarded by all of these sales right now, right? Did you feel like you needed a little dose of anti-hype? I definitely did. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful for you. And if it was, hey, please hit subscribe if you haven't already, especially if you love honest skincare reviews, K-beauty products, if you love deep diving into ingredients and why skincare works the way it does. That's what I love about skincare too, and that's what I talk about here on my channel. So definitely hit subscribe and turn on notifications. I release a lot of new videos throughout the week. I do long form videos, I do shorts. I also have a video skincare podcast. So turn on notifications so you're never out of the loop. I want to hear from you. What products do you want to de-influence on or add to the anti-hype? What things do we need to not be focusing on right now? Let me know in the comment box below. We all need a healthy dose of this right now. I love you so much. I hope you are healthy, happy, and safe, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.